decided to start the company a couple of years ago was because we had a dream that actually changed the online industry forever. I have been in the network marketing industry and for like 25 years. I've been in the online networking industry for like 15 years. And we decided, because we know that networking is the most powerful force in the world. It's the perfect business for all people all around the globe. And if you do it the right way, together with the internet, there is place for hundreds of millions of people to be a part of the internet revolution with online networking. And I think we have started a movement. We have just started. But very soon, like 1.5 weeks ago, we were 2 million people. Very soon, we are 2.5 million. It took us 6 months to become 1 million, 50 days to become 1.5, 14 days to become 2. And I think it will take us about 10 days to become 2.5. And it's because of you.
I need to address this lecture to politicians and legislators. I need you to understand why we are important for your countries. I need journalists to listen to this to see and understand why we're different, what changes we're about to do, and why this is so important. Do what we say. Impact crowd technology, taken from the United Nations ambitions to have technology as impact in growing prosperity and growth in these regions. So I think the more traditional business type of long-term and sustainability combined with Jonas' fantastic abilities to build this network.
Yeah, the vision when we started the company and the goal was to create the next generation of online networking in a way that millions of people, hundreds of millions of people easily can duplicate.
That we are positioning an organization in Europe where we need to be compliant, transparent, and where we need to obey the laws and legislations of the European community. Why is this important? It's important because we need you to know and understand that we are here for the long term.
The first world event was this. Digital technology.
The ability that the technology allows us today, we'll be able to educate people, and through education lift people, and through lifting people create the atmosphere where they can buy and sell and trade and get new products to trade.
World event number 2, which was the 2008 global recession. We're losing everything. By the second, millions of dollars are being lost. Millions, hundreds of millions.
Come to selling again. 9.5 straight nights, 20 straight nights, even straight here, and our guys eat.
There are companies out there who's made us digital slaves. We are taking back that power.
World event number 3 is the times in which we live.
The world is never going to go back to what was normal. They're going to work much more from home. They're going to be much more dependent on the digital world, on the mobile world.
People will need a second business, an online business. And as we see in the world today, things happen. Your regular job maybe disappear. So give hundreds of millions of people the chance to get the extra security, the extra business.
A 1-minute business on your phone, you can get yourself out of poverty. And that is resonating all across the world to where it is going to grow big.
Products that will let you consume to make a profit, recommend to sell. It will be a Spotify of products for you to take yourself from where you are to where you want to be. It is a platform that will be even more important than Uber or Airbnb. It will become the largest sales organization in the world. Where 30, 40 million people will be able to create a social media network of ourselves where people just can use this and interact to make money and find themselves a platform to work with. We've positioned the company in a European country in order to prove to everybody the sincerity in the long-term aspects. The next step will be to put the company public. I know I wasn't going to talk about that. When we start selling products and getting that out and showing the power of our reach of 2.5 billion people, there are very few entrepreneurs in the world who's not going to take us very seriously and want to work with us.
It's a long thing. We're going to change the world.
Where the new markets are going, what's really happening here? It's real simple. Imagine this. It's called ecosystem. Hello, my name is Christopher Healy, author of the upcoming book, What's So Special About You? Today, I am so happy, relieved, excited to be able to show you the crowd1 future, part 3, if these guys get it right. And this is going to take you to a much deeper level than you thought possible. But we'll get there in a moment. First off, I want to apologize for being so late with being able to get this out. The truth is, COVID-19 is a reality we can't avoid. I mean, everything around me has been slowing down in so many ways. And here's the message to be able to pull out of it. Make sure that you're staying safe. Mask up, wash hands, do what you gotta do there to keep yourself healthy and your family healthy, moving in the right direction. The sooner we extinguish this virus, the quicker we can all start going back into lifting ourselves up in a much better and stronger way, all right? But we need to wipe it out. All right, so some quick announcements. I am now doing 2 Zoom sessions every week, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 noon, Toronto, Canada time. We're going live out in Zoom. If you would like to join our team, and I am the leader of the 77 team, because we are recruiting, and we are building business. We're doing great. But if you want to learn about what we're doing, how we're doing it, then check out that session Tuesday and Thursday, 12 noon Toronto, Canada time, plus the new show that's just started called Frequency of Success with Jim and James, where we're going to be answering your questions and helping you ring that $1 million lifestyle bell for real. Ding. That's what we're trying to do here. Get you guys motivated, learn what you can do, how you can do it, essentially offer up solutions to your questions. All right? Having said that, we're now going to go into this. Now, if you saw the opening of the show just a few moments ago, you would have seen that we were on the 3 world events. Remember the last part 2, 3 world events? Event number 1 was the whole digital reality. Remember the digital technology? Event number 2 was the recession from 2008. Event number 3 were the signs of the times and all of that, what we were going through. Well, guess what? There's event number 4. Yeah, you believe it? But you know about it. Well, you know part of it. Let's go into it. Now, what's your guess? Let's see. Event number 4 is COVID-19. However, what it really is something called a black swan event. Now, the COVID-19 part, you get COVID-19 everywhere. But the black swan event is something that is just unbelievably rare. So rare, it almost never happens. Totally unexpected. And when it does happen, it is usually impactful on humanity in a catastrophic way. This COVID-19 is about as impactful as you could imagine without getting, without an asteroid hitting us. The point is, I'm now going to take you through, and you're going to see how all of this is going to shift people's perceptions and show them a reality that they weren't really aware of before, a reality that they're more aware of now than ever before, a reality that they can step into and thrive from. All of it's beginning to unfold. And what's the first thing we come to? Well, when it hits, you get it, we get the global shutdown. As in, you know it, shutting down here, shutting down there, shutting down there, shutting here, shutting down. Man, lock, stock, and barrel, closing down. And what's really going on? Well, you know it. It's like a monster movie. Millions are infected, millions are jobless, hundreds of thousands are dead. It's like, wow, yeah. It's like it's like a monster movie. And guess what? It gets even worse, because looky here. Out of business, thousands of businesses are closing down. Robots are replacing humans. Wow, robots were replacing humans before COVID-19. But robots are replacing humans. We got riots, we got fear, we got terror, we got chaos. Essentially, death, desolation, ruin, and decay. That's what William Shakespeare, how he would have described it. Look at it all. You can't write this stuff, and yet this is what we're going through. But it gets even better, because the answer to all of this has been pretty much governments all over the world have told you, well, they've told you to stay home and stay safe. Stay home and stay safe. So before we go any further, I want to do a quick look at this, just to bring some realities to us. And I'm going to show you this on the screen. And you can see COVID-19 to plunge global economy into the worst recession since World War II. This is Washington. The swift and massive shock of the coronavirus pandemic and shutdown measures to contain it have plunged the global economy into a severe contraction, according to the World Bank forecasts. The global economy will shrink by 5.2% this year. That would represent the deepest recession since the Second World War, with the largest fraction of economies experiencing declines in per capita output since 1870. This is huge. Now let's take a look at the next one. If machines really are set to take over the workforce, we will need to reassess our roles as human beings, develop new skills, and decide whether to divert investment, both economic and social, elsewhere. In other words, we need to relook at what is happening on a global scale. Next one, no jobs. So what future? Half the world's workforce on the edge. Here you go. Robots could displace 20 million manufacturing jobs by 2030. 10 jobs AI can replace: telemarketing, bookkeeping clerks, compensation benefit managers, receptionists, couriers, proofreaders, computer support specialists, market research analysts, advertising salespeople, and retail salespeople. Let's take a look at this one. Oxford Economics, up to 20 million manufacturing jobs worldwide will be lost to robots by 2030. And the next, McKinsey Global Institute, between 40 million and 160 million women worldwide may need to transition between occupations by 2030. Look at this one. Is AI going to be a jobs killer? New reports about the future of the work. And it goes on and on and on. We get it. Not looking too good, is it? But hey, stay home, stay safe. And you know what's coming? Stay home, stay safe, and here's some great news. Are you ready for this? Stay home, stay safe, and get paid. Hang on. Stay home, stay safe, and get paid. Who's going to pay me? Government. They'll pay me to stay home and stay safe. Absolutely. It's coming. How is it coming? Let me show you. It is called the Universal Basic Income. Now you can check this out. There have been studies and small projects done all over the world for years, testing what would happen if we gave a small amount of money to keep you in your house or in your apartment, small amount of money every month, no questions asked, take it. What do people do with it? Well, here's the thinking. Some people say, oh, well, they'll do nothing with it. They won't even put it towards the rent. They'll just squander it. Some people say, well, no, they'll get organized with it. They'll be doing good things with it. In fact, let's take a look at this. The basic income, it's also called the universal basic income. And it is essentially a citizen's income, and it will be guaranteed, and it is a theoretical, governmental, public program for a periodic payment delivered to all citizens of a given population without a means, test, or work requirement. So what it means is every single person in that country would be getting a set amount, whether you make $1 billion or millions of dollars or a little bit of dollars or no dollars. You're all getting exactly the same amount, which is just enough to pay your rent, get you some food, and keep you at home. Staying safe, stay home, and get paid. Now, so many people will go, woohoo, that's the best news ever. I get to stay home, do nothing, get a check, play video games, hang out, and do nothing. Woohoo! And you know what? Millions, billions will be taking this. Now looky here, look at this screen. Here's the key takeaways. It's a universal basic income that provides everyone with a minimum living wage, whether they are employed or otherwise. It was proposed to address job losses stemming from technological innovation. Many countries, states, and cities are experimenting with pilot programs. All right? So they've been experimenting with this for years. Now, take a look at this. Sir Richard Branson said a guaranteed income is inevitable. Automation has fundamentally changed the structure of the US economy. Elon Musk said robotics will take away most people's jobs, so a universal income is the only solution. Now think about this. You're gonna have, I don't know, hundreds of millions, a few billion people unemployed. So what are your options? The robots are taking over your job. So what are we gonna do? Well, we can train some of you, upgrade some of your skills, but how do we upgrade, what, 1 billion people? Not 1 million, I said 1 billion. You don't, you can't. It's easier to just say, you know what, folks, stay home, stay safe, which makes sense, and we'll just pay you. We'll pay you to stay out of the way. And you know what? Billions will take that, and they will be happy for now with that. Check this out. This is how they'll sell it. The basic income and cash transfer studies show improved health and wellness and reduced stress. India basic income pilot, 66% of the people, their health improved. In Namibia, the improvements in nutrition, education, and health reduce the direct expenditure obligations of the government. Child malnutrition went down by 25%. US unconditional cash transfer programs, they had a positive effect on health, important reductions in smoking, obesity, and anxiety, hospitalization burdens 9% lower than the control group. So what are they saying? What they're saying is, when we implement the universal basic income, it is going to allow you to reduce your smoking, reduce your stress, reduce your obesity, you're going to get healthier, you're going to get better, and hey, it's going to be utopia. Everybody's going to win. Now, that's what they're going to be telling you. That's what they're going, because how else can they do it? They have to sell the health. Now, if you go online and you look up the pros and the cons, you'll see the negatives and the positives and the negatives. And they're still working through. They're doing the test programs all over the world. And they're trying to work it through with different groups to see how it can work in different countries. But the idea is get everybody to stay home, stay safe, and get paid. Just enough to allow you to thrive? No. Just enough to get you to survive. Now you look at all of this, and where does this take us? Well, let's take a look. It becomes the new normal. Your new normal of staying home, staying safe, getting paid, the new normal, and it will become our new emotional and physical normal. We'll get used to it. Most of us will get used to it. We're already going there. When I look at all of this, when I look at the fear and how the fear is controlling and how people are reacting and so many bouncing all over the walls of this, all of this comes down to, you ready? This you're going to find challenging. Well, there's nothing there. Yes, there is. You just can't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters make up a word. All of this, the millions infected, jobless, fear, riots, terror, chaos, boom, 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 boom. But hey, stay home, stay safe, everything is good. We'll pay you to stay home, to stay away from all of this. We'll pay you. It's going to be good. Your new normal will be good. Put in your word there. If you were to characterize this, what would you say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pick a word. Maybe you'll win the $1 million. Try it. You done? Let's see if you're right. Did you say control? That's my characterization. Controlled. Now look at this. Also out of COVID-19, also out of this Black Swan event, came this simultaneously. And the first thing was the human spirit kicked back in again. Remember the entrepreneurial spirit in the last episode? How it's kicked in from time to time? Well, here you got the human spirit, man. No matter how much suppression, you can get a big backyard and drop a huge slab of concrete and leave it there for 90 years. And at some point, there's little cracks in the concrete. And at some point, you see a blade of grass growing. And then another blade of grass. And another blade of grass. That, for me, is the human spirit. You can't keep it down. This is the one thing robots don't have. This is the one thing robots will never get. They'll never understand. The artificial intelligence. No. Something called the human spirit that has gone through so much to be at this point. And what is it? Let's take a look. From all of this, the human spirit kicks in and people get creative. Yeah. People also get, and they help, they get kindness. The amount of kind gestures throughout the world where people have been helping others has been wow. You're seeing it. Usually in times of catastrophe, you will see good people step up and help. And in this situation, it was happening. And in here, these folks, they got creative. They got creative. The sports, at one point they had the Formula One racing car guys. They couldn't do their Formula One racing because of the COVID-19. So what they did do is they went online in a racing game with the top YouTubers. And they were racing against the Formula One guys, doing the whole, the figure eight, whatever it was. And it was one of the biggest audiences ever to be watching this event. People were getting creative all over the world. Just click online. What was the creative things that came out of this event? And you will see, people got so creative because the human spirit will not allow itself to be completely lost in this. What's all this got to do with crowd1? You're going to see, I'm showing you the mindset, guys, of where things are happening and what is going to happen. Stand by. Not only was it creative, not only was there amazing acts of kindness, people got enterprising and they got innovative. Yeah. Did you see Zoom? If you owned shares in Zoom, guess what? You're laughing all the way to the bank. It was amazing. not only are people getting creative and they're having concerts in their kitchens, you know, with all the movie stars, concerts and this, and doing all of these sports online, people were getting enterprising and innovative, showing how they could step into this online world and create and do and try and show and share. And all the while, people are helping people. While this is happening, death, desolation, ruin, and decay, the other side was showing you, wow, this is what we can achieve. This is how we can deal with it. Look at the mindsets. And what was all this showing? What was all of this showing? It was showing, and it was proving, that the online world flourished. Now think about this. We've known about the online world. But before this COVID-19, we got it. It's there. We use it. But we don't really step into it. COVID-19, this whole Black Swan event, forced people to, wow, I've got to continue business. I've got to build up onto Zoom. We can get more creative. And the online world flourished. This event gave a huge steroid boost into the online world. Now the online world is up, bigger and better and live and vibrant more than ever before. By the time this thing goes away, hundreds of millions of people will have set up and got used to the whole new business of what it's like being online. And this event, when this finally clears away, let's be clear, we're not going to be going back to the days of old. What? The days before the Black Swan event? This, just this alone, has caused such financial devastation that your children's children, we're not paying this back. The debt, it will be so high. The reverberation, the earthquakes to follow of huge companies shutting down, it's just begun in a major way. But when this goes, the earthquake, the tremors will continue for decades. It's the truth. You'll see more of this, but more of this. People are making the change, the shift. The online world is flourishing. And what does that do? I will show you. It means that people, instead of living in fear, they're becoming more empowered to try, to think, to work, to coordinate, to go. And what does that do? When you get people that are more empowered, you get this. You get people that are stepping in to create a new reality. People that are stepping in, actively stepping in to create a new reality. And what does that new reality do? Well, let's take a look. The first thing it does is it gives us hope. Because without hope, we're done. Humanity, humans, us, me, we don't live if there's no hope. Hope is a great motivating factor. Interestingly enough, fear is on the other side of it. See, with fear and with hope, you can control populations. Right? It's called carrots or the stick. But this, through the human spirit, through the on-world flourishing, we've become more empowered, we've become more hopeful, and what does that do? That allows us to have progress. And when we are making progress, we're good, we're happy. We're finding a way to constructively show, wow, this can work. We can do this. And what does it really mean? Well, it means everybody is